Thank you. All right, this evening we're going to be talking about savings and saving for home emergencies. And what we're going to be doing is just some little housekeeping. We'll be using the chat feature for to ask any questions to the presenters, and I'll be posting the questions to Kip as he continues to move. This workshop is being recorded. Presentation materials, including any form that Kip has, will be mailed to all the attendings. The recording will also be available on South Fair's YouTube channel. And then, just real quickly, a few upcoming workshops in the near future that we'd love for you to attend is we're going to be doing closing and more at the title company on March the 23rd. That'll be a Thursday. Next comes property taxes, property value, and exemptions from DCAB. That'll be April the 6th. That'll be great for property owners also. And then we'll be celebrating National Financial Literacy Month, the month of April. We'll probably have one or two workshops, but we have the main workshop will be on April the 20th. Thank you for attending, and we hope that you gain useful and definitely pertinent information. And before I turn it over to Kip, I would like to introduce and acknowledge Miss Grace, who is our marketing consultant for South Fair. She handles all of our flyers and all of our social media and does an excellent job. And then, of course, I'm Mary Ann Cuellar. I'm a housing counselor with South Fair, and I come to the table with too many decades of experience, but I truly love working for South Fair. And one of our main goals is to ensure that all homeowners, regardless of whether you purchase from South Fair or not, are as knowledgeable in the process as possible. And if you decide to work with South Fair under our free counseling services, we will definitely take you step by step to the door of a lender, perhaps even Mr. Dixon. And with that also in mind, I did want to mention a little something about America Saves Week. If you give me just one moment here. Now, America Saves Week is an organization that has been in existence for a few years. And over the past few years, America Saves has been exploring what it means to be financially confident, something that's kind of fairly new. Financial confidence is the intersection of building a savings habit, knowing what resources you have available to support your financial stability, and taking advantage of those resources as needed. Example, if you work for an employer that can do a payroll deduction, you can start with $10, and later on when you get a raise and you don't even notice that you need perhaps the money at that time, you can continue and add that raise to it. Now you have established a habit with the resource that you already have, and that's just one example. Because you see, financial confidence goes way beyond financial literacy, education, and the amount that you have in your bank account. Financial confidence is inclusive in that it recognizes that savers have unique circumstances. And even if you are in a scenario that makes it difficult or impossible to save at this moment, you are committed to do the work, taking control of your finances and becoming more financially stable. And so with that in mind, that is what we consider financial confidence. And at this point, I am going to turn it over to Kip Dixon, who will be our speaker for tonight. He is the Associate Vice President of Community Development for Cadence Bank. And Mr. Gibson is a graduate of UT, has been in banking for over 11 years, received an MBA in management, and in 2020 became an Associate Vice President of Community Development. And he loves helping folks becoming homeowners. And that's one thing I can tell you about Mr. Kip. There is not a question he cannot answer. And he makes it very easy to enjoy the home ownership process, and you won't even feel the pain. So with that in mind, Kip, take it over. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mary Ann. And I would be crazy not to say anything about my great partner, Denise Mason, who is joining us as well. She is just one of our, she helps a lot, and Denise, if you want to just say a few words before I jump in, please do. You're more than welcome.
Okay, well, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. As Kent mentioned, my name is Denise Mason. I am the Community Development and Relationship Manager for Cadence Bank. I'm based in Dallas. And I'm just so glad that you decided to join us today or this evening in regards to, learning more about savings. When Cadence Bank actually started the American Saves journey 9 years ago, our participation started with just a few financial workshops. However, as the years have passed, the national campaign and the bank's participation has grown to expand to beyond teaching about the importance of savings to also opening up savings accounts. So at Cadence, our objective is to once again be recognized as a center for excellence for a savings program in promoting savings accounts through the year. Just like to say, KIP is going to provide you with a wealth of information in regards to savings and also savings for home emergencies. So take plenty of notes, ask plenty of questions, and enjoy the workshop. Thank you.
Thank you, Denise. And just to add on to what Denise was saying, Cadence Bank is a major supporter of America Saves Week, and this is just a part of it. We will have a social media campaign that is being deployed to support our efforts and consists of the following, like Saving Automatically, which will be Monday, February 27th, Saving for the Unexpected, Monday, February 28th, Saving for Major Milestones, Wednesday, March 1st, Paying Down Debt is Saving, Thursday, March 2nd, and Saving at Any Age, Friday, March 3rd. So, look out for that on our social media platform for Cadence Bank, and we hope you enjoy, and we help you. If we can help one, we've helped a lot. So I just want to go and get started, and again, thank you, Marianne. Thank you, Denise. I know everyone's time is valuable, so I want to respect that. On the first page, you see building savings at all stages of life. And I think that's very core to what we're going to be discussing tonight. And I just, in anything that we present, we'll try to have to you after the presentation. So on the next page, we're going to go to, forgot I was having to do that, Marianne. Normally does that for me. So America Saves Week. So again, thank you again for attending today's America Saves event. This presentation is a part of a national campaign that is celebrated the week of February 27th through March 3rd to encourage families to develop and start a savings plan. Our focus today is on building savings at any stage of life. So as we begin today, let's take care of just a few matters. If you have a cell phone, if you don't mind going on mute, I want to make sure everyone hears information. And if you have any questions throughout the presentation, do not hesitate to add that to the chat, as Marianne has also spoke about. And this is the website. Again, you will get this at the conclusion of our presentation, probably tomorrow or Tuesday, because Monday is a holiday. So let's go to the next slide, which is America's own objectives. So in this objectives, we're going to discuss 4 objectives. We're going to discuss the 10 keys to financial success. We're going to learn how to develop a budget and share additional savings resources and share how to sign up for the America Saves Pledge. So as you can see from these statistics from the Federal Reserve's report regarding the economic well-being of the U.S. households, we're making strides to be a nation of savers. However, sometimes because of life circumstances, we either do not make savings a priority or we have no savings plan at all. This can be a critical misstep because having a savings safety net can make the difference between surviving in a crisis with your savings depleted or making a difficult situation even more stressful. So just even looking at this, 33% of adults don't even have enough savings to cover a $400 emergency. And we're going to tackle some of these throughout the presentation. So some of the information that I like to talk about is spend less than you earn. So, most people, this sounds great. But, but with each and every bit of your paycheck, which is already spent most times, I try to tell people that start something that's easy, or the ways you could buy the same item but spend less money. So, for example, instead of you may want to purchase an entire box of Pepsi and pull out one to drink instead of purchasing a can or a bottle out of the Coke machine at work. Or how about turning the thermostat or up or down and save on the electric bill? There's some things that you can look at in your own situation and see how you can actually save. For instance, I know for myself, I was just telling my son that, there's a certain drink I really like at Starbucks, but I was like, I'm gonna learn how to make this. And so, I went and got the ingredients and I started making it myself. So that right there cut out, probably like $10 or $15 a week. So, but it's every little bit that helps. And and also tell people to try to have a plan. And again, this sounds great, but where do you start? And so you have to know where money is being spent. And one of the easiest ways to do this, and this is something that I teach my kids, is to have like a notebook and track your spending. Start out for a week or a day, and then for a month. And you'll be amazed that sometimes after you write it down and you see what you're spending your money on, how much you're actually spending, and it tells you, it's like a big eye opener when it comes to your spending habits. So just think about just regular bills, or but spending money purchases like snacks, or at the gas station when stopping for gas, or getting those lotto tickets. You'll be amazed at just what that does. And even downloading apps on the phone, like for games and things like that. Because I had one kiddo that likes to download the apps and play all sorts of games, and I said, no, sir. And so, because they were on the age, so they would always tap into my card. And, but that stuff adds up. And, so, even is like going out to eat and staying at home and eating. And I know prices are crazy right now. And several of us are having to cut back. But, just looking at those types of ways of what you can do will also help you as well. And basically the purpose of the plan is not to say you cannot purchase something, but rather to make sure that your money is being spent wisely. And of course, I always tell clients, and I tell and people, whoever I can speak to, it's not a punishment, it's just having a plan. And one of the things that you want to prepare for the expected events. So paying for your car insurance twice a year. And I can relate to this, having an annual vacation. Right now, I have 2 kids in college and 1 on the way. So, I already know that's coming. And then equipment that has been purchased for specific sports for your kiddos or yourself, new tires that are going to be needed every, few years. Man, I don't know if you bought tires lately, it's just crazy, but, or even a car. I'm seeing, as a loan officer, I'm seeing car notes, $1,200 a month, $800, $900. And I try to encourage people, hey, before you buy that car, let's talk about this before you, because we want to make sure you have the money so you can buy your house. So, you always want to be ready, for any of those expected events, even like buying like a household appliance that need to be replaced, that you don't have a warranty for. Those are considered expected expenses. And, but these expenses can become costly. And when we have to purchase them unexpectedly, we tend to put them on a credit card or other form of credit that may have like a 20% or higher interest rate. Again, that interest rates are going up based off what's been happening in our nation. And so you want to be mindful of that. And so, a lot of clients that I speak to, one of the biggest expected events for most everyone is the purchase of a reliable car. So how do you decide what is affordable? And so what I say a good rule of thumb is around 15% or less of your monthly income for any automobile. And depending on your individual circumstances, other than obligations like student loans, credit cards, or if you have a mortgage or rent, and the cost of insurance for the auto, which I don't know if you know, most people in Texas, it did go up based off of new law that hit us in January. So, that was unexpected. That was not expected. But, you can look at ways where you can put money aside and you can make some savings as a result of that. So, so if you want to buy a car, a good website is www.kbb.com. And for those that are here in Texas, you can look at www.ontheroadlending.org. So those are some resources that you can look at to help you when you're looking at a vehicle. So something that Mary Ann said, Kip, make sure you touch on this about the unexpected events, because that's what's really impacting a lot of our clients. Flat tires, medicine for kids, doctor visits, losing a family member, or job loss. These expenses not only put a strain on your finances, but they can cause stress that affects the whole family. So one of the best ways to avoid this stress is to have a plan already in place to pay for these types of events. Maybe a credit card that is only used for unexpected emergencies, or a savings account from which money can be easily withdrawn to pay for such a purchase. So the best choice would be to start an emergency fund. I've always been told to always have an emergency fund, and I was told to have 3 months of my 3 months salary set aside. That's very tough to do, but as we looked at earlier, if there's some things you can cut out and put money aside, you could do it, the best you possibly can. Again, it's basic. It's on the individual basis. And so I was going to talk about this also. Right now it's tax fund season. And so what I tell my clients, and I'm like, hey, let's get you a tax fund, but we're going to start that for your house payment, your house dream, your dream. So we can put money away, and that's what we're going to use for reserves and have set aside for your big purchase. And one thing that I do is I put a certain amount in my savings from my paycheck each account, because that's something very important that people don't realize. You need to pay yourself first. You work hard and you need to reward yourself, but also at the same token, if you know that you're going to be buying something or you have certain dreams and aspirations, you want to be mindful of those things and set aside for those ops to be able to do those things. And so number 5, understand your interest rates and fees. Right now is a wonderful time to really dive into, look at your credit card statements and see how your interest rate is being impacted. So in general, most credit cards have an interest rate of 12 to 36%. So however, many little loans like title loans, payday loans, or similar loans of this type can have an interest rate of 28 to 25 to 400%. And I think we've got some legislation passed to work on that, or they're working on it. But I have lived that, where someone in my household was a payday. They were constantly doing that, and I'm like, and the phone would constantly ring on the weekend. And I made a promise to myself that I would never put myself in that situation. And I've taught my kids that, hey, this is not how we're going to live. But again, in certain situations, some people don't have a choice. They may have a kid who really needs some specific medicine, or there's something that's truly unexpected that hit them that they don't know. So I don't judge. I just try to help. And I let clients that come in who have those, I say, hey, things happen, but let's get through this. But we can look at that and just try to look and say, okay, what can we do on instead, if you had to put $65 a month into a savings account for 1 year, you would have increased your purchasing power to 725 plus the interest in cash for your purchase. So instead of spending 500 to make the purchase and then giving them another 225 of your hard-earned money, why not save the money in an account and pay cash for those certain type of emergencies? So compared to layaway, I don't know if many on this call may know, but what layaway is, but I grew up, hey, mom, I want that. Oh, it's going on layaway. But so it's like it's the holder of the item, like cash, is you and your healthy savings account. So, anything you can do to try to, avoid any long-term debt, or credit card debt. So, anything you can do, and that's making payments on time, especially with these credit cards, because man, if you miss a payment, oh, they're going to get you really good. And so, just keep mindful of that. And so something else, keep a healthy credit report. When you get a clean bill of health after visiting the doctor, it takes away the stress, right? You feel good and you enjoy life. So similarly, a healthy credit report, and my friend Oscar can tell you this because he deals with it day in and day out. He's one of my referral partners that helps a lot of our clients who need help, and we offer that as a resource that you don't have to pay the cost for it. But I know Oscar sees this all the time. But you have having a good credit history will help take away the stress of having creditors calling. That was something, like I said, I experienced growing up, and I said, it's very stressful on the whole family. And then you will pay less for purchases because you have shown you pay your obligations. And it might even help you pass a background check for your dream job. And one thing that people don't realize, you're entitled to receive a free copy of your credit report every year. The website set up is by the federal government is www.annualcreditreport.com. And I can see it cut off here, but it's annualcreditreport.com. You'll see things like free this, and you got to add a credit card away. But remember, it's the one that says annualcreditreport.com. You're entitled to one free report each year. And so the other option for key to financial success is avoid waste. So how many of you have purchased an item on the spur of the moment? Well, I have. I'm pretty sure most of us have. And now it hangs in the closet, sits on the shelf, or was never taken out of the box. And so, know how and when you're spending your money will help you avoid waste and spend your money on items that actually matter to you and that can help you.
Kia, I just wanted to insert real quick. I'm kind of checking out the questions here. It's just a little bit after 7. And one point that I did want to make so that I don't lose track of it is we do have one of our potential home buyers that's working for us, that's working to become a homeowner. And she's telling us that she keeps a warranty binder. I never even thought of that's an excellent idea. Keeps a warranty binder, and she keeps everything tabulated. So that's a great way to do things. And also, one other thing that I did also want to mention is we've got a comment here about rents going up all over the United States, and I know the HUD's working very hard on trying to come up with some plans on how to control rents. And also, a comment has been made on paying credit cards if you pay late, and that brought my attention to what you said at a previous workshop. Tell our folks that are in tonight what happens when you're working on home ownership and you make a late payment on a card. Could you touch on that real quick?
Well, what's going to happen? That late payment is gonna delay your being able to purchase. But what you can do is pick up the phone and call the creditor, and let's just be honest with them. Say, hey, I thought I paid it. And if you don't have a history of missed payments, I mean, they will show you some grace, and just tell them, hey, I'm trying to buy a house, what have you, can you please work with me?
Thank
It's better to try to head it off then instead of waiting till it gets worse, because you're human, things happen, and so don't beat yourself up about it.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. And so I know we're dealing with time, and so I'm gonna be respectful of that. And so, but some of the things, take advantage of tax breaks, guys. One of the things that I do a lot is when I'm doing someone purchasing a home, I look at the MCC credit for them, because that is a huge tax break for clients who are first-time home buyers. And again, whenever you get to that you want to look at purchasing a home, reach out to me or reach out to a lender that you have a good relationship with and ask them about that. So because that's a really good way to take advantage of tax breaks, as well as there's others. And so I encourage you to look at that. And so for those who may or may not be familiar with VITA, also volunteer income tax assistance. It's a program from the IRS where trained and certified volunteer. We have some Cadence Bank employees, for example, prepare taxes free for individuals or families whose household income is generally less than $57,000 annually. So the location of the site determines the income level threshold. So for more information, you may want to visit, and it's a long, well, it's right here. It's the website that's showing right here for volunteering, and but we can get that to you if you need it, because it's just long, and I don't want to hold y'all up to that. And so another key to financial success is fill in the financial gaps. So, hold a garage sale, take a temporary second job, or sell unneeded household items. And so, that's what Mary Ann was talking about bartering. And I said, hey, get your hustle on. I've seen clients do that. You know what? I want to be at a certain place. So when I get ready to purchase, something, this is something that I can do if I got the free time. And hey, I've been in those shoes. I've had to work 2 jobs. One time in college, I was working 3, but it's called Hustle 101 to do what you got to do to fill in the financial gaps. And I did this with, after college when I had my kids, as a single dad, I had to work 2 jobs. So, it was just one of those deals. You do what you have to do. And this is something very important, and people don't, I know it may shock folks to see this on here as a key to financial success, but I'm wholeheartedly in belief for this. Giving back to your community, give it yourself, go volunteer, go to a food pantry, go to, if you have a skill set that you can help someone who may be going through something, sign up to go work at one of the shelters. I was very involved with Family Place when I first got out of college. And Dallas Can Academy, I was, I thought I was smart, so I would go there and volunteer. And so there are so many things that you can do, and you may not get a plaque for it or a rainbow or anything, but just give back, and I think that's very important. And so this is a monthly budget. It's I don't know how big it is on the that's showing, but this is a sample of a sample budget worksheet. Whether you use paper copy budget or electronic budget version, you can use a budget as a tool to help you develop an easy process to put you on the road to financial success. And so in the next slides, we're going to discuss how to develop a budget. Again, I'm being mindful of your time, folks. And so when you're looking at a budget, just start simple. Like I said earlier, get a notebook, write down all your sources of income. This could include wages from a job, a bonus, public assistance, child support, and all the sources together so that you'll know how much money you have to spend each month on obligations. And this is called your monthly income. And for those who like electronics, maybe considering using an online app or what have you. The other step is step 2 is track your expenses. Once you know how much you are spending, where you're spending your money and who you're paying the money, to then break those expenses down by dividing them into 3 categories. Your fixed, which is like your rent, your mortgage, your car note, your variable, which are like phone bill, utilities, groceries, or personal care items. And then discretionary expenses, eating out, gifts for friends, clothing, kids, extra meals or what have you. Another item for step 3, calculate and record monthly expenses in a budget. Again, I'm a paper person, so most of mine is done paper, but add up your expenses in your notebook and then fill out the example handout, which we will provide. It'll be part of the documentation that we'll provide. And you can quickly total up all your expenses and determine how much money you're spending during the month. These will be your total expenses. And one note, when compiling your expenses, think about everything that you pay for every day, like including those snacks at the or that latte at Starbucks. You don't want to write it down, but I'm telling you, once you write it down, you'll be like, okay, I see. And but there's certain computer software programs and smartphone apps as well. And so in doing so, subtract your total monthly expenses from your total monthly income. And then this is where you honestly face your financial situation. Hopefully you've spent less money than your monthly income or your paycheck. Great job if you're spending less, but if not, then now is the time to pay yourself first and make a commitment to making healthier and smarter financial choices. This is the time to see where you can make the changes. And if you're unsure where to start, then consider working with a certified HUD approved housing in your state. For instance, we're with South Fair. They are really good about helping clients. I work with several of their clients, and they are really good about helping clients create budgets and sticking with them and preparing them for home ownership. Again, another plug for Oscar as well. We're all here to help you. You have free resources right at your hand and at your fingertips. So, and then you have me and you have my team as well. And so the snowball method, and like I said, I don't know how you can see it, Harley, but this is just how the charts came through, but you will receive these. But, this is a method to help reduce debt and reduce stress by overwhelming debt. And so like I said, we'll send this to you so you'll have it. And then the final tool to help you succeed automatically, consider setting up an automatic savings through your employer or financial institution. Consider it a monthly bill to pay yourself first and invest in yourself by putting money automatically into a savings account and help yourself start on the road to building financial assets. So on this next slide, you're going to see to help you start your America Saves journey with resource information, and then take the America Saves pledge and start saving today. Again, there's no cost to join, and periodically America Saves will send information to help you succeed as you start your savings journey. As I spoke earlier, Cadence Bank, we are truly supportive of this program. And here goes the websites. It'll have americasaves.org, the pledge form, and then of course cadencebank.com. And a big thank you for taking your time out today to attend this event. And we never can tell when we're virtual, things just happen. And so I want to turn this time over to Mary Ann so we can answer a few questions for you and get y'all out of here. in a timely fashion. But I
Okay.
am just, I can put my information in the chat so y'all will have that. But at the same token, just know that, we're here to help you to be the best you can possibly be.
Well,
Mary Ann,
thank
I'm gonna turn it
you.
over to you.
Okay, thank you there, Kip. That was excellent. And I really liked your forms that you were introducing. And I will definitely make sure that everyone gets the forms. I'm also going to see to it that you receive the Dallas community, the Dallas Tax Community Agency has did our presentation, did our workshop for January, and they have a lot of tax sites also available in the area to help you with your taxes. And you, as long as you make under 60,000, you will be fine. So be prepared to receive that information and please share it. These are also certified IRS helpers. And a lot of times when I've been to the Community Tax Center of Dallas, I've even had retired CPAs that do the income taxes. So also, of course, as Kip said, Miss Tammy, and I'm going to introduce Miss Tammy here in a minute and acknowledge her, but she was saying in the chat also about the home buyer assistance that's available with the city of Dallas. That's a whole nother program and a whole nother asset that you have available to the homeowners that are here this evening. And also was also mentioned in the chat to please also remember that when you go anymore to even get a job or rent a place, your credit is always out front. So it's very important that, like Kip said, that you keep your credit high and clean. And at this point, I would like to acknowledge again our partners that have attended this evening that are always in support of South Fair, starting with Miss Tammy Southall, who is the Housing Department Project Manager at the City of Dallas. Tammy works with DHAP, which is the down payment assistance, and they have up to $40,000 grants that are available to first-time home buyers. And she has over 11 years of experience, and Tammy is going to be our expert presenter in the month of June when we celebrate, I'm always celebrating, when we celebrate National Homeownership Month. And she will be coming in. We'll have a lender also, and she'll be coming in at the same time, and she will break down the down payment program, give you an idea of the qualifications and any updates that they have on that program. And Tammy is a wonderful partner of South Fair, and she presents a lot for other organizations, and so we definitely appreciate her. Again, we've got Mr. Oscar Torres Diaz with the American Financial Wellbeing Coach under home ownership. And Mr. Torres is in a very special position that his operation, Hope, is located inside of Cadence Bank, which makes him also a partnering trainer. And he trained for us last year, and we're hoping that he trains again with us this year. And least but not last are Miss Denise Mason, who made all of this possible also with Cadence Bank, is your Vice President of Community Development and Engagement Relationship Manager. And so at this time, I really do appreciate everyone that has joined us here this evening. If you have any last minute questions or anything, feel free to go ahead and put them in the chat. We've got just a few minutes. Make sure that you obtain the annualcreditreport.com. Now, I see a lot of Credit Karma reports that come in that people pull a lot of times when they want to start home ownership. And Kip has mentioned this to me before. A lot of people want to pull Credit Karma from Credit Karma because it gives you a score. Unfortunately, it's not the perfect score, and it may not be the right score when you go to the bank and they process you through an underwriter or a simulator system. So that's why Kip likes also the annualcreditreport.com, because that is a site that HUD refers to a lot and likes home buyers to go out there and get the credit report. And also, South Fair can pull a credit report for you that does have more accurate credit scores at a cost of about $30. Normally, I don't encourage that until we've gotten way into the process, unless we can already semi-verify that your credit score is over like 620. A 620 plus, then we definitely want to look at the best credit report that we can get, because part of our housing counseling services is to break down the credit report with you and we want to enhance that score and take it as close to 800 as we can, if not hit 800. And because that, in today's interest rates and in today's climate and the high prices of homes, it's very important that we continue increasing your credit score. And so that's part of our free services. And then we also work with you on credit. And we also partner you up with a lending partner. HUD always recommends that you can check out up to 3 lenders, but we've got our lending partners, and all of them are under Miss Tammy. They're all also authorized to work with DHAP, the down payment program. And so what we like to do is we know what lenders want to look for, or that are lenders that work with home ownership. Some lenders like what they call thin files, where you've got buyers that only have 4 pages on their credit report. And then we have lenders that don't have a problem looking at a 1-inch thick file, and you might have 7 or 8 credit cards. They don't have a problem with that. So we try and match you to the best lender, and then you visit with the lender, and a lot of times our lenders will utilize the information that South Fair has, especially our credit report, to make sure that you're going to be able to apply for a loan, and then they'll give you the okay, and then you can apply. What this does for us, and this is a very special element that's built into our partnership, what that does for our buyers, and I must say for South Fair, is it keeps you more confident. Otherwise, you're going to be kind of like shopping for a bed or a car. You're going to be going all over the place and applying online and not even knowing if the lender that's reviewing your file is going to pull a hard pull. And now your credit score is going to be affected. So it's all about soft pulls, and it's all about getting as much approval information up front so that you can feel confident that when you place your loan, you will definitely possibly get a pre-qualification letter that will establish your buying power. So with that, I do want to thank everyone again for attending tonight, and be prepared to receive all of your great information, and be prepared to join us next month for our workshop. Now, next month, we will also be celebrating National Credit Month. It's going to be all about credit. And one of the reasons that we're bringing the title company in next month is because credit does actually follow you all the way to the closing table. Now, does that mean that they're going to check your credit at the closing table? Not the title company. But if Kip is working with you, he's definitely going to check your credit right before you hit that table. And that is not going to be a time that you want to be out already at rooms to go, picking up a room or 2. Okay, that is definitely not what you want to do. And I'm sure if you see Kip again in the future, he'll remind you of that. So you got to keep once you get approved, you want to keep your credit right where it's at. And you will find out that credit follows you. And I don't want to scare anyone, but it actually follows you into post-purchase. After you become a homeowner, you have to keep your credit clean and good, because you may have to go back and get a loan to rehab your home at a certain time. You may have to go back and get a loan for an emergency. And so it's important that you continue keeping your credit where it needs to be. Thank you, everyone, this evening. And I'm going to go ahead and close for now, and our recording will stop. And I hope that you have enjoyed this evening, and we hope to see you next month. Be blessed, and thank you.
Thank you. Bye.